So here's the skinny to date. We put a crazy man in a Mustang to test its performance or find its lack of. We found out the true facts on what it did or didn't have. We spoke with the suspension specialists to sort the handling and delivered the wagon to the makeover specialists. We then met with the brake specialists who think exactly the way we do.
We want to go higher up the food chain.
And we've spoken with some transmission specialists about how we will be controlling the upgraded power plant. And now we talk that power plant with Murray from Papakura Engine Specialists. This is the continuing story of Project Giddy-Up. Alright, here we go. Welcome to another episode of Project Giddy-Up. This time we're talking the power plant, the thing that's going to push it around the circuit and around the streets, also quietly, gently and docile-like. Nah, not really. We want this thing to be loud, noisy and obnoxious. We've brought it to Papakura Engines because these guys are specialists. Murray, the man here, is going to make this thing sing in harmony, with beauty. Murray, did you actually have to do anything to it?
Basically we just stripped this thing down and checked all the crank and bores and pistons, rods, all the valve guides, etc. We've replaced the rings because they were stuck in the grooves.
Okay,
It's been lying around so long.
So that's kind of a normal thing?
If it's been lying around a long time it can happen.
Okay.
So we've honed the bores, put some new rings in it. We've given the heads a bit of a tickle up. We've done the valves and the seats and get a bit more flow out of those.
Okay. And what sort of benefit is that going to give? Is that for what, horsepower, torque, economy? What is it sort of achieving by doing that?
That head mods, they will actually improve right throughout the whole range.
Oh, okay.
Especially with the blower on top of there, it'll help extremely well.
You like that a lot?
Yeah.
Now, when you look at an engine, when you bring something in like this, an engine like this, and you look at it and you analyse it and you strip it apart and you inspect things, is it always in the back of your mind, this whole supercharger part? Or is it a kind of engine where you go, it's all right, the engine can bolt on, supercharger bolt on, no problem?
No, you've always got to look at the supercharger and think it's going to stress parts more, especially with the flowing of the heads. A little bit of a 5% gain without a blower could be a 10% gain with the blower.
I'm with you.
So
right.
There's a lot of gain there, and you've got to be mindful of the fact that parts need to be changed. The timing chains here, we don't know the history of them, so they got new chains.
Right, so you do that by default.
Yep.
Okay, and bearings, what about crankshaft? How was that?
Crankshaft was like brand new. All the bearings are like brand new. So it has been looked after, but been sitting around for a long time and just jammed those.
There wasn't
up.
any evidence of Angus fog in the engine?
No, but you never know what's going to happen now, though, do you?
Yeah. We didn't mean it, Angus, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so you strip, you inspect, you decide what you need to replace, what you don't need to replace, and basically you're done. She's ready to go. You know, just bolt on some ancillary bits.
Just the factory Ford upgraded cams here.
Okay.
The new chains, the new rings, a bit of head work, new gaskets and seals, and we'll be good to go.
Generally, these kinds of engines, do they adapt themselves well to having the supercharger thrown on them?
They do, extremely well, yeah.
Okay, so anyone could do that?
Yes, we've sort of done this one as if anyone could get one of these, bring it in, and for not much money, you can put a supercharger on there and get an extreme amount of horsepower.
All right, so a supercharger, good for these engines. But why? Is there something special about this engines that other ones don't have? Anything?
A lot of standard OME American engines don't have the strong bottom end that this one has.
This is what I like.
Down here you can see that the caps underneath each one of these caps, it's got 4 bolts. It's got one there, it's got another one under there.
Yes.
2 under here, it's also got 1 from each side. So you've got 6 bolts holding that cap in, and every one of these 5 caps has got it. So that stops the whole crank coming out the bottom.
So when you put your foot up it especially?
Yeah.
Right, okay. And if an engine doesn't have that, is that something that can be done to it? Or is it just too hard?
It is too hard.
Okay.
Some of the old Chevy engines, you can put 4-bolt caps on them there, but now it's cheaper to buy a new block.
All right.
With it on there, yeah.
So we're just lucky in this project that we've got an engine that has all that grunt to cope with what you've done with it, and of course, what Sam is going to do with it when he sticks on the supercharger and we get the exhaust done and all that other stuff. So you're comfortable, you're happy. This thing's going to be a ripper.
Yep, it's going to be a good engine. I think it's Angus will be surprised at the difference it's going to make.
I've just decided that he's not allowed to drive it anymore. I think I'm going to
And
put
me.
the helmet on. Yeah, I'm going to do it myself. So there we go.
Yep.
More upgrades, more goodness for Project Giddy-Up as we turn a seemingly average Mustang into hopefully something very, very cool. Stick with us. Keep watching because we'll have more coming soon.